you've just got yourself the Osmo 6, then this is the quick setup user guide to downloading the app and a tour of all the buttons and functions so you can get up and running in a couple of minutes. And at the end, we're going to do a speed test where we take it out of our pocket and we're going to set it up and get filming. So let's go. So right now we're going to set up our DJI Osmo 6. You'll notice you get all these items in the box, nice soft case, and this phone clip, the stand which we'll just screw on to the bottom here, like so. This magnetic phone clip. Now, if your camera's this side, it does say on the label here, there's an arrow pointing towards your camera. You put that at the top of your phone pointing towards your camera. I always like to just get a rough idea whether it's center. So if you do put any audio devices on the end here, you could slide this up and down, just do a rough balance to make sure the clip's roughly center and it'll work fine. So you just pop these open by unlocking here. So you just turn this 180 degrees and open it out, and it will just fire up and center itself. You clip these on vertically and it will just snap on immediately. Really strong magnets these are. To give you a quick guide around these buttons on the device here, I'll start over here with the double circle line here. So if we press it once, it goes into forward facing camera, backward facing camera. Press it twice, it'll go into landscape mode, like so. And that's the basic function of this. Here, obviously, we've got the joystick. And then here is your record button, a nice red button here. So if I press that, that's now started to record. And then the button just here with the M symbol on it is mode. So if you press the mode button once, it says tilt lock. So that's where the tilt of the camera stays in one place. So it'll keep that horizontal line. If I press it again, it says FPV, and you can move it around and it will follow first person view. So as if you were looking down or looking up, it will just follow that motion. You press it again and it's a spin shot. The one I use mostly is tilt lock, because I want to move around. I want to keep my horizon usually in the same place. So generally that's what I'll use, unless I want to tilt up and start following a building, looking up a building, then I'll want to do the follow me view. To correct the tilt or what your camera is looking at, you double click the button at the back and that just straightens your horizontal. If it's not exactly where you want it, you can then just use the wheel at the front just to correct it. If you press this once, it will track you. So at the moment, the camera's looking up a little bit, so I'm going to tilt it down. And what it tries to do is put me right in the center. So wherever I move it around, it'll put me in the center. If I want to be off center, I can use the jog wheel, keep me to the side of the frame using the rule of thirds, like so. Click it again and it takes that function away. The button on the side here is the zoom or focus. So if we just turn this button, we're in zoom mode. And if I press it in, it's now using the focus mode. So you can use this pull focus to get some very cinematic footage by focusing on something near and then refocusing on something in the distance. If you hold down the M button for 3 to 4 seconds, it puts the gimbal in sleep mode until you touch any of the buttons, and it just fires back up again. You'll notice a couple of coloured lights here, so when you're red, you're really low on battery level, then it's orange, and green is fully charged. And then there's the connection lights just up here. It's solid green when you're fully connected to the app. So that's our quick startup guide. Now let's get into the studio and just show you how to use the app. It's a bit better, isn't it? A bit more brighter and colourful. Let's first download the app. So if you've got an iPhone, go to your iTunes iStore, and if you've got an Android, you'll need to go to the DJI website to download the app. So you go DJI Mimo Download Center. I'll leave a link in the description below, and you just click on that and it'll take you straight to the page to download the Android APK. You click on that and it'll ask you if you want to download, which you do. Just takes a few seconds, and you open it, click install, open the app, agree to the terms. I chose to join the project, which helps them update the apps. We're clicking OK. We're going to allow it to see photos, music, and download footage. Click OK. Use the camera while using the app. And now we simply clip the magnetic bracket on, camera pointing up, snaps on. This will just sort itself out, always in the vertical position, and then we just click connect device. It's searching for your device connected with Bluetooth. Click connect. There are some tutorials if you want to watch them here, otherwise you're ready to go film. So right now I'll give you a quick overview of the app. So if we start in the top left corner, you've got the home button, and that just takes you out of the camera view and back to the home. So if you just click the camera icon again, that takes you back to your camera view. You'll see beside it a little red rectangle. Now this takes you to some shot ideas. So if you wanted to create your own little movie and you're in a park or a city, etc., you can click on those buttons at the top, and then if you scroll down, it gives you a whole shot list, and you can play those examples they've got. So if you want to create your own little movie, it's good for inspiration. So that's a really cool idea, I think. You just come out of that, dropping down on the left-hand side. You can set your different resolution. As standard, it'll come out at 1080p, so you need to make sure if you want to shoot in 4K that you change it there, depending on your camera's capabilities. So as we drop down again, it has some little automatic features for enhancing the image. So we can have it just in auto, and if you turn it on, it'll just change the color tones slightly. Take it off again. If you drop down again, it does this kind of slimming face effect. It could be fun to try out, and there's a little slider and you can do it more or less. Not sure I'd really want to do that. Then when you come out of it, you want to confirm you want to lose those settings or not. 3 dots at the bottom below that will take you into further settings, so you can adjust your white balance. Now here you just have some automatic white balances. You've got auto, then sunny day, cloudy day, fluorescent lights, etc. Auto works really well. The only thing I would wish in a more professional application that you could do your Kelvin adjustments, but I think for most people just keeping it on auto and relying on that, and it seems to work absolutely fine. So we can just come back out of that. And then you can have grids on or off. So if I put grid lines on, that'll give me thirds, which I actually quite like to shoot with. It helps me use those rule of thirds. And then you can do face tracking, which you would want on, and a selfie flip mode, so you can turn that on and off.
and the auto shot guides. So you can have that again on or off. So just little features for you to be able to play with. Dropping down then, you can do further customization. So with the gimbal, you can have the follow me in different modes here and what you want the actions to be. And then there'll be the gimbal auto calibration you can use here, the horizontal gimbal adjustments, the selfie wheel. You can make that either zoom, or if we click on it, you can make it manual focus or just have it off. So again, you can start to customize these buttons. This is all obviously much more advanced, and I'm just giving you a quick overview here. When you first get these gimbals, they're set up beautifully to just run and gun. And again, with the press switch button, which is this button here, you can customize that for what you actually want it to do. As well as the joystick, you can adjust the speed of how quickly or slowly you want it to move. And you can change what you want the joystick to do. So it's either free, or you want it to just do horizontal and vertical. So it might be quite good to try the horizontal and vertical only. So when you move this up and down, it's not going to do any 45 degrees. You can invert the direction of it and invert the side wheel direction as well. And then sound you can have on or off. Dropping down to the 4 squares, we've now got some device management, the name of the device, the version you're using, and back into the tutorial, and a sleep mode if it's not being used, how long until it switches itself off. And you just click on the screen and you can come out of that. And then going along the bottom, you can click the play button and it will just take you to any of your footage that you've got already filmed, photographs or videos, and you can choose photos or videos and you can scroll through that to playback. Then just coming up, you've got hand gestures. So if you switch that on, when you put your hand up, it'll follow and shoot. So now it's started to film. So obviously quite a nice handy little feature if you put it on a table away from you and you're doing a little vlog, or you're there with family and friends and you want it to take a photo or a video yourself. Just coming up, you've got a record button, so it's the same as you've got down here. And then on the far right hand side, you've got different modes. So if you want to do a pano shot, you go to the top right hand side and you can start taking pano shots. Photo mode, video mode, and this is where you can do time lapses and hyperlapses. And then in the top right hand side there's a camera icon, and that's switching from front to back mode. So it's just imitating what you're doing here. And that's your basic tour of the app. So now we're going to do the speed test now. For the iPhone, they do have a quick start function. I believe it just literally sends you a little notification that you click on and you launch, but let's see how this goes for Android. So I'm gonna set my timer on my watch and let's see how long it goes. On your marks, get set, go. App is launched and I'm filming 40 seconds. I think that is great. There you go, up and running, 40 seconds. Well, I hope you found that useful. Now, if you want to use audio with your phone, there's a beautiful DJI mic, which we reviewed last week, which you can see over here. And please subscribe to the channel, show me the love by clicking here, and I will see you over there.